Well, hello everyone, Tex88 here and welcome to another game review. And now I'm looking at Transformers for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, brought out by Denton Designs in 1985. Now, as you probably guessed, this is based on the series about the robots that can transform themselves from robots to vehicles and back again. Well, a lot of them change into vehicles. There were some that changed into items that weren't vehicles, and there's a and and you control one of in this game. You control one of five of the friendly Autobots, and of course, just as in the franchise, the enemies are collectively known as Decepticons, and they're led by the evil Megatron. And in the game, the Autobots had an energy crisis and must work as a team to repel the attack of the evil Decepticons while collecting the 4 pieces of the Autobot energon cube and transporting them to the Autobot Center. The Decepticons will attempt to steal these cubes, and it'll only be a matter of time before they succeed. In the long struggle against the evil forces, only 5 Autobots remain. Optimus Prime, the leader, Jazz, Hound, Mirage and Bumblebee. Whereas the Decepticons have perfected robo-cloning, reproducing any of their number which you destroy. The 5 heroes have a daunting task ahead, but gain some advantage from the defensor pods under which they may seek shelter and regain their strength. And believe me, you will probably be doing that quite a lot, because this isn't exactly an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. Keyboard. So I've selected keyboard, and what is very interesting is that the instruction manual doesn't actually tell you what the keyboard controls are. Thanks all to pieces. So hang on, I'm going to be wrestling trying to find out what the bloody keys are. You have got to be joking. 1 and 2 left and right. 3 is down, 4 is up, and presumably 5 is fire. Let's be Jazz to start with. And to transform into vehicle mode, you face out of the screen and then press fire. Now you have to be really careful, because if you shoot off the end while in vehicle mode, you're going to die, because the Autobots are super feeble when they're in vehicle mode, and at least when it comes to crashing into the scenery. A little bit of colour clash when you. And they can fly as well, so. But again, you have to be careful not to crash into anything when you're in that mode, because otherwise you're going to. Whenever you're controlling a transform, you have to be really careful of their shield power, because if it drops to nothing, then you're going to lose that Autobot irretrievably. Let's be Hound. So what you're trying to lots of color clash. So what you're trying to do is find these circular things to complete the energon cube. Before I selected Jazz, you probably know. That's annoying. You can't take off from a slope, which is pretty silly. I got. Ugh. Yeah, I had to do that. I was running out. Let's do Bumblebee. See that's where I've got to try and take these circuit things are scattered about, and that grid is where I've got to take each one as I find it. Oh, that's the same bit that I saw with Jazz not Jazz. God, why can't you take off from a slope? While you're flying, your power drains, so you've got to keep an eye on that as well. Oh, I wish it scrolled rather than had flick screen, because if you crash into something that's just off screen, then you're going to die. God, let's be Optimus Prime. He's the biggest, but that also means he's really easy for the Decepticons to hit. See, that's what. So I mean, the enemies can suddenly appear in front of you as you're just approaching the edge of the screen, like that, and then you barely get enough time to react. Oh God, it's hard to talk about this game much because the basic plot of the game is so simple. I'm just trying to. You can go down the steps when you're in robot form, but not when you're in vehicle form. Let's be Mirage. It's the only one I haven't been yet. One thing I like about Mirage and Jazz is that if a ground-based enemy fires at you, then their bullets fly harmlessly over the top of you. See, like that. If you're Mirage or Jazz, then the bullets will just go over you like that. But if you're anyone else who are taller, then there's Ravage. Oh, that was cheap. Oh God. Damn it, Ravage. Oh God, that was... See, why is it so... Oh, piss off. If you don't fully go to vertical when you pull out of a flying into upright mode for landing, then you instantly die if you hit anything like the ground or anything like that, which is what was supposedly what happened there. But there's where I got. Damn it, Ravage. Go up the ladder. Not ladders. No! Damn it, I didn't want you to do that. Thank you. See, look. If you're anyone other than Mirage or Jazz, you can't avoid being shot by the ground-based enemies. I mean, what I'm looking for is very spot there. They're these white circular things. And then I just got to take it back to that grid thing that I showed you earlier. Oh, piss off! I didn't touch the ground and you know it. Bumblebee. He's the one that transformed into the Volkswagen Beetle, although when Michael Bay did his 2007 Transformers, he changed it into the Camaro. Although the film the film Bumblebee had him changing into the Volkswagen Beetle. Actually, I think I'm gonna top up Bumblebee's shields. He took a bit of damage then. Yeah. Sprites are animated well enough. It doesn't matter they're a little bit jerky because they're robots. So. No, that's it. No, damn it. Doesn't really look much like a Volkswagen Beetle, but never mind. Oh, damn it. I'm just going to top up his energy, and he took quite a bit of damage then. Ah, there's one of those things I've got to find. Right, so I've got one of the things I'm trying to find now. I've got to take it back to that grid thing. Just got to think about where it actually was. Oh, piss off! He just suddenly stopped in midair. I wouldn't say this is a great game, to be perfectly fair. It's got some irritations like that, which make it far less enjoyable than it otherwise could have been. Trouble is, when you lose a transformer like that, you also lose the energon pod if they were carrying one. So the one that Bumblebee just had, he lost when he died. But it's not lost irretrievably. It's just I get the feeling it just goes back to where I originally found it. Well, that didn't even touch me. The hit detection's well off in this at times. I mean, Jazz isn't exactly fast in this. Normally, being a racing car, you'd think he'd be able to go a lot faster than this. But in fact, given how easy it is to fly off the edge of a platform, it's probably just as well he isn't as fast in this as he would normally be in the original franchise. Cool, this is a long slope. Oh, crikey. Definitely don't want to shoot off the end of that. Just going to top him up a little. Oh, bloody hell. That's another problem. Sometimes when you just want to go upstairs, he takes off, and as you can see, when he takes off, if he hits any platform of any kind, he'll die instantly. So now I've only got Optimus Prime left. God. So every time Shit. Oh, well, that's Transformers for the Spectrum. Not particularly enjoyable game, if the truth be told. I mean, it's sort of faithful to its source material, but it's pretty dull at the same time. And it's not the worst game I've played, but graphics quite nice. All five of the Transformers you can control are instantly recognisable, and if you're familiar with the franchise, you'll recognise the enemies like Starscream, Laserbeak, Ravage, and the like. In terms of Decepticons, the animation of the characters running's quite nice. Flying's just the one frame of animation. Transforming animations are nice as well, and there's a pretty cool sound effect that comes with it, which is probably the closest it was going to get to that type sound effect that you heard in the original cartoons, and at some points in the live action films that started with the 2007 one, where they'd occasionally throw in that sound effect here and there. Sounds quite nice, bit sparse, bit Spectrum. So, and the 1985 was the pre 128k days, so there wasn't a separate 128k version. Shame you don't even get a burst of the Transformers theme tune on the menu screen or anything like that. It's all deathly silent there. Gameplay, pretty frustrating at the best of times, with the exception of Mirage and Jazz. The other three, even when transformed into vehicle mode, are tall enough to be hit repeatedly, and when you're in vehicle mode, you can't shoot at all. You can move faster, but that's the only advantage, and sometimes that can be a curse, because if you drive off the edge of a platform vehicle mode, you'll just career right to the ground and you won't be able to do anything about it. So if that happens, you will lose that Transformer. The moment they hit a platform of any kind, they will die instantly. And you also have to be a bit choosy as to when you go into and exit flight mode while you're in robot shape. Some of the hit detection is pretty iffy in this, as you saw. There are points where I clearly like that point where I was trying to land from flight, and I died because it said I was too close to the ground when I actually wasn't. And there are points where shots were supposed to be going over supposed to have missed my Transformer, but somehow miraculously hit. And a lot of the map is fairly sparse, so it's quite easy to get lost and lose track of where you are. And it can be a while, but when you're going from one defenser pod to another, to figure out where exactly each one of your Transformers is. So if for example you put Optimus Prime in a defensive pod on the far left of the map, and then went off and did some work with another Transformer later, and then came back to Optimus Prime after a while, then Optimus would spawn out of a defensive pod in the same one that you had previously left him in. So in that regard, it's consistent. But generally, the game is a frustrating experience, and it's not all that enjoyable. So I'm going to give Transformers for the ZX Spectrum 5 out of 10. It should have been a lot better and a lot more fun than this, unfortunately, and it's pretty disappointing. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that review. Texie88 out.